You didn't?
I did.
Okay. The whatever fly spy is nearby, and you can probably see it considering you're aware that it's floating around, probably a little bit aware of the surroundings. I'll go ahead and just say you can see it. And it can see you when that happens.
Right, and by the way, Coyote's intent is mainly just to make sure nothing happens to you. It's not really to spy on you. So if you tell it to buzz off or something, he'll tell it to go.
Well,
Twitch may or may not even notice it.
As much as you'll see, at least will be the minimum of a car driving up to Twitch. A black car with windows tinted black. You cannot see into them. And that is common on the streets. Most people actually, a lot of people drive around like that. And door will open, and you don't have any microphone, so you can't tell if anything's being said.
And Twitch will get in looking cross.
And then the car door will close, and it will drive slowly off. And Twitch will have a little conversation probably with someone inside. For the meantime, anything that anyone else specifically does? And if not, can I get perception rolls from the drones? Or even if so, can I get perception rolls from the drones?
Sure, it's the Kanmushi, I'll say, is just at the entrance of the building, but the fly spy is near. You want stuff from both?
Yeah, any drone that's actually looking at the place, and I'll just use Vice's last perception roll for how good a view he has of the place.
So I see the car come up and everything?
Yeah, you can see Twitch from where it is, and not exactly hidden on an off street, just sort of car drives up, gets in, car door closes. You can't see the interior of the car when it does so.
So that would be sensor plus clear sight, I'm guessing, and any bonuses from vision enhancement?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just double checking. So, okay, so 3 minus 1, because it has to do with software, so 2 plus 2 plus 1. So it's going to be 5 for the fly spy. And it's going to be 7 for the Kanbushis that have better enhancement. And it does worse.
%60 success rate is pretty hard to top with 5 dice, Crimson.
Fair enough, but I mean, I'm just saying that the fly spy gets 3 and the Kanbushi doesn't even hit 2, so.
Well, that's the way rolling works. Your lifestyle will pick up very little worth. I mean, there are people going in or out. Catch a side of, I'd say about a dozen people walking in or out of the building. Well, a couple of older women, couple of middle management, corporate guys. Some woman that looks like someone ordered a Joy Toy, and then some guy that looks similar. Someone ordered a Joy Boy to come visit them. Woman's wearing a skimpy dress, just barely legal to step out on the street. Guys wearing jeans and shirtless. No one jumps out to you as someone you recognize worth mentioning.
All right, then Coyote mentions nothing.
All right, well, Twitch isn't going to say or do anything in particular. You know, message received and all that. So...
Did Twitch get out of the car and go back to where she was?
No, not yet. Just a couple of little things. Go ahead and think of anything else you want to do, especially if she gets out in the morning or anything like that.
You know, the Fly Spy is still keeping an eye on the car, for sure. Yeah, as soon as Twitch...
Did you fly the Fly Spy into the garage?
Oh, if it went in the garage, yeah, no, he would have been. It'll be hovering or landed on the side of the entrance. It's not going to go inside because it's probably the signal jammed as well as the rest of the building, I would assume.
And indeed, both individuals will be there in the car when they tell you that. Although it'll be Finn speaking. But if you throw any look at Todd, he'll nod you straight back to Finn. As for drones, nothing visible there. Can I get a perception from Truthsayer?
Say, what is this based on? All of the senses?
Well, what are you doing to check the place out? If you're not doing anything, it'll be, well, you won't get one, but I'm assuming you're at least, watching around the outside of the building and things like that.
Sure. Just like, flipping to astral perception, take a look around like once every half hour. Although any astral form would just see the opaque barrier on the astral world anyway. They'd have to push through it. But, just walking around, he's not familiar with the location that Vice took him to, so he's definitely staying on his toes in spite of his injured condition currently, making sure that the fucking bunny rabbit is sort of like located on the ground and sort of like a central location, maybe on some sort of modern futuristic concrete, as far away from any entrances or windows as he can make it. And sort of just, casually stepping around, looking, checking, being cautious. So yeah, that's the current situation. In which case I will...
So go ahead and make a perception and a sensing then.
Okay. So again, is this perception for all 5 senses? Is this auditory? Is it visual? What are we looking at here?
Visual if you're sticking your head out.
Okay. I am not sticking my head outside.
Okay, then just no bonuses. You're just using whatever cameras or you can trailing feeds inside or whatever else is set up like that.
Alright, so like an auditory type thing with like listening factor in?
No,
Okay.
auditory won't factor in.
Alright. Go ahead and give you a perception, and I will go ahead and give you my sensing. Well, there's the successes! Where the fuck have you bastards been?
All of your hits, Grimith, were 6s in your perception roll.
With a penalty to my dice pool as well. Yeah! Celebrate!
Well then, you'll notice sticking your head out, taking your astral form out, you'll notice something in the water. It's hard to see because it's deep in the water and because, living things are in the water, sort of blocks out a lot of the astral sense, makes it harder to see through things. But looking around every now and then, you'll see a form passing through the water and then disappearing.
Okay. Trusair is going to take this information in stride. Going to deeply frown, especially in his current pained condition. And without voice, he is going to, since you said he was within a comlink range in his current situation, he is going to type an instant message to send to Vice, Coyote, and as well as Twitch. It's going to be a simple line, and the message will say, I don't think the ward worked. Send.
Coyote's gonna take a look at that message and he's just gonna sigh. Fuck.
The Trusair has been made, aware. And not that he wasn't already concerned, but, the HK227X is definitely going to be in the right hand, and any sort of thoughts dreams he had about, sitting on a box, a warehouse full of boxes, trying to take a load off his feet have definitely been pushed aside, and the pained character will be doing his best to continue to observe. Entry points! Fuck, I didn't have time to fortify these. These aren't the best fortified entry points. What kind of security is this? This is horrible. This is terrible. I'm so exposed here. I want to go home. I should have taken him home. I should have had the rabbit. That's right. Trusair will get a text message from Coyote, look at the drone, and just, ask the Doberman out loud. How do you even work? How do you even function? Even though it's been slaved to him and he can send it commands.
In response to your question, the drone will stay silent.
Damn it.
Okay. To clarify what the monthly Hudson is, it's sort of a building that just managed to not sink enough to be demolished and has been patched in. It's actually almost directly on the water. There's a padding around it to keep water from getting in, but and it's fairly high, so it's like a little front of almost beach of just junk and sand that's been whatever can be drudged up and poured in around it. The actual building itself, unless you put anything, is almost barren, save for some connections to oh, you did have a generator or something in there, right?
There should be.
Yeah, so there's probably a generator, packages of food just sort of dropped in.
It is a green plan, so it has, like, you know...
Food growing on the ceiling.
Yep.
It is fairly small, though, if I remember right. You didn't buy any size things for it. So, the actual usable space is relatively small.
Okay.
But it does have some good exits, though.
With that in mind, as Trusair is under due suspicion, is going to cast Increase Reflexes Force 3 on his sustaining focus. That's actually going to score enough hits to beat the threshold of 3. The Drain Resistance test, he'll be resisting 3 stun. He successfully resists all stun damage. So he is currently under Increase Reflexes, threshold 3.
And I did open up another map for you to see if you want to go ahead and put your stuff on there, the drone and you.
Go ahead and migrate to Muncie.
I'm still drawing it though.
Okay. I'll go ahead and Trusair will send back to the group in a text, situation unknown, have not stepped outside, so unable to discern extent, could just be something passing by in the water, but given recent history leads me to think that the individual may somehow have still been traced. It is possible. Specifics are not important. What matters is that it could have happened. Just like it could have... Well, we knew that before anyway.
With that in mind, God damn it. I don't know if Vice would go back then.
It's relatively drawn.
Water texture. Have to zoom out pretty far to notice how repetitive it is. Almost looks like the surface of some sort of crazy planet rather than actually water.
The surface of a crazy planet called Earth.
walls of the warehouse are made out of, like, cork or something.
That's supposed to be sand. I think I picked a bad sand texture. That said, it's just junk and debris and basically anything that anyone could throw away and just sort of get washed up and then picked up to form some makeshift land. And you went to sleep just before 5. You've been out for not enough to actually worry about anything. So, now that you got that information, does Vice or anyone else do anything? And anytime you want to say if there's a separate response than what you said, Aaron, if not, they'll just drop you right off where you were before.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think Vice is actually going to start heading back towards his bolt hole.
And you wanted a land route to it. Did you or did you not want a land route to it, I mean?
You pretty much said there wasn't one, so that's why I had to buy the Sea-Doo.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying there's probably not many that aren't, right off the highway, like visible from the highway. If you want something that makes that disappearing, you'd need it to be off the highway a little bit. So it'll take you probably, depending on how you get there, probably an hour at least to get there, maybe 2.
So is Vice actually mentioning that he's coming back?
I mean, I'll send you a text message and be like, hold on, I'm on my way.
Truce, I'd carry one to weigh you off. Don't. If any traffic is detected, it's possible that, I am assuming the worst case scenario, there might not be any recognition of where the captive is, or whatever the case, there might have been a physical trail involved, and it might have just been lost around this way. If you come back, it's possible that you might be recognized somehow, or through some means, and greater response might be taken. At the time, just maintain focus on the girl. The sooner we can get a hold of her, or at least, something good for me to use, and this damn rabbit might wake up, the sooner we can dispose of the problematic situation and get paid.
Alright, but if you need anything, I'm monitoring this.
Well then, as long as you keep poking your head out with regularity, you'll notice, let me actually count, let's see, what is that? 6 Sea-Doos and another hover truck. You'll notice when they're about half a mile up, or half a mile out, and I'll go ahead and fill them out in a moment. That said, each Sea-Doos will have a couple of guys, and the hover truck will have some more guys and some dogs.
Chaucer's going to blink at those, and then he is going to seeing as how typing takes a while, he is going to call Vice and Coyote. And you'll just leave Twitch alone. Since apparently Twitch didn't have any response to the text messaging stuff, you might be busy. And Trusair will then say, so I think the worst case scenario may have happened. I've got 6 Sea-Doos, each full of a couple guys as well as Rottweilers, and I got an Everglades about half a mile out and heading here. I don't suppose you have any sort of security payment that needs to be made on this place, or some other explanation for what's about to happen?
Who are the, what's the gang that's nearby?
The Burning Angels.
I should be fine on payments with the Burning Angels for a good couple months now. Do I actually have contact information with the Burning Angels?
You have one dude you call, so yeah, kind of.
I'll call that guy.
Okay, you'll go ahead and give him a call and say, you're paid up for a fair bit, I think. What did you want?
Wow, I just blanked on what I was going to say. Holy shit.
You go ahead, hang up after say, hey, what was it? What did you want again? What was the problem again?
I have it on pretty good, authority that there's some, I was just wondering because there's apparently a bunch of, people on Sea-Doos and a hover truck heading towards my, my little safe house that I, am paying you guys off for. Wonder if you guys knew anything about that, or if you could, No, asking them for help is stupid.
That is what you pay them for, by the way. You do pay them to, help if anything breaks out.
How an extortion bracket works in our modern time. You pay people protection money so nothing bad happens to your shit.
Okay, yeah.
And if
okay,
you fail to pay them, there'll be the bad shit happening to it.
Yeah, it's like, I am paying you guys, since you did say I'm good for like a couple of months now. Maybe you could swing on by my place to, protect it for a bit, because that is what I'm paying you for, right?
You sure something bad's gonna happen?
I mean, I have a guy. I'm pretty darn certain there's a guy there right now. And he seems pretty freaked out by a bunch of people and Sea-Doos and stuff coming towards him.
Well, I'll check the area. I shouldn't have anyone out there. If there's a couple of, let's see, if there's a couple of orcs on Sea-Doos, there might be someone in the area. I mean, if it's just a couple of guys on Sea-Doos, I'll go ahead and send someone out there to check back and call you back if the place is secure or not. We don't have any information leak. I mean, whatever it is, it's not on ours, but hey, there's a reason you pay me.
Indeed.
It'll be about,
Yeah, I'm just curious. So points of entry or escape are basically that door, right?
I did purchase the hasty
also
exits. I did purchase hasty exits, Sean.
Oh, you did? Okay, so the entire walls are doors. You can go out any which way you want.
Okay. But the only physical one that's noticeable is that main one. All the walls are doors.
From inside, assuming Twice tells you anything about the place, you'll see like doors everywhere. All the walls are counted as doors. That said, There's probably also a cheap Sea-Doo where you can get out too. Like a single-use shitty little thing that does actually go fast too. If you want to go ahead and take that. Not something that be regularly used, and it's something that'll break down probably when you get out, but it'll go fast.
Know whether it could actually outrun a hover truck?
The hover truck that it looks like the same make and model, and the hover truck you've got didn't go too fast. I mean, it capped out at what, 80 miles an hour? This thing will cap out about the little Sea-Doo you see there that I'm assuming Vice told you about. Caps at about
I'm pretty sure I told him
100.
that.
That said, it'll blow the engine afterwards.